So hey besties, if it's time to make dinner and you are fresh out of ideas, but you have a box of Red Lobster biscuits, some cheese, a pack of chicken, and a jar of Alfredo sauce, y'all come right along with me and I'm going to show you exactly how we made this Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits chicken Alfredo. So first we're going to start off with our Red Lobster biscuits. We're going to use the box mix and we're going to follow per box instructions for except the cheese. So the box instruction says you're supposed to use 1 pack of the mix and then you are supposed to use 3/4 cup of water. So of course we are using 2 boxes because for me I wanted a really thick crust that would hold up all of the sauce and all of the toppings that we're going to put on there. So I went ahead with 2. If you want it to be thin like a flatbread, you can go ahead and use 1 box, or depending on how big you're making yours, use 1 or 2 boxes. It's completely up to you. Now I didn't add the cheese because I wanted it to have more of a bread flavor to it instead of a bread and cheese flavor, so I left the cheese out. If you would like to add cheese to yours, you most definitely can. Now I went on ahead with my Cheddar Bay biscuits. I added in 3/4 cups of water twice because we're using 2 boxes, and we went on ahead and mixed that together. After that I went and put it inside of a pan, and this is the pan I'm going to use to cook it in, and I chose this pan because I wanted to make sure that it held its shape. After that I went on ahead and used 1 packet of the seasoning mix with 1/4 cup of unsalted butter because I didn't want it to be too salty. And you're just going to go ahead and spread that seasoning mix all over your bread before we stick it in the oven. Now while you're doing this, make sure you got your oven preheating so that when we stick our bread into the oven, our biscuit mix, we don't have to worry about the oven being cold and it can start doing what it needs to do. Now that we got our biscuit mix in the oven, we're going to go ahead and start working on our chicken. So I had about 2 chicken breasts. I went on ahead and put that in cubes, and now we're going to go ahead and clean it with a little bit of vinegar and cool water. If you don't clean your chicken, you can go ahead and skip this process, but if you do clean your chicken, you're going to make sure that you clean it before we start seasoning it. Now for the seasonings, I'm going to just use a few of my favorites because we are going to add cheese, and cheese does have salt, so you want to be mindful of all the ingredients you're using because you don't want to overpower your dish. Now I'm just going to go in with some paprika. I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. We're going to add in some roasted garlic seasoning, and then we're going to go ahead and give everything a good mix. Mix everything up. Make sure everything is seasoned. Now because we're at the part of the cooking process where you cannot taste anything, you're going by just what you can see and what you can smell. Now if it looks seasoned to your liking, then we're good to go to start cooking our chicken. If not, this is the point where you would add more seasoning. After you got your chicken seasoned the way you like it, you're going to go ahead with a skillet with a little bit of oil, butter, whatever you have, and you're going to start cooking your chicken. Once we got our chicken cooked, we're going to go ahead and move our bread. Now our bread is not completely cooked all the way through, it's just partially cooked. We're going to go ahead and add the Alfredo sauce. Now Alfredo sauce I'm using is this Prego caramelized onion Alfredo sauce, and when I tell you, it is a 10 out of 10. This is a new sauce that they just came out with. This is not sponsored. I paid my own money for it, and it is absolutely delicious. I'm telling you, I have tried almost every jar of Alfredo sauce and it has disappointed me, but this one right here, this one is definitely the one. If you want to go ahead and be fancy, you can make yours from scratch with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, heavy cream, and some garlic. Now we're going to go ahead and add some mozzarella cheese right on top of our Alfredo sauce. After you get it nice and cheesy the way you like it, we're going to go ahead and add in some bell peppers. So I had some red bell peppers and some yellow bell peppers. I went on ahead and cubed that up. We're going to go ahead and put that right on top of there. After we got all those bell peppers on there, next it was time to go ahead and to start adding our chicken on there. You're going to add as little or as much as you like, and you can switch this up and add whatever kind of protein you want on there. You can add chicken, you can add shrimp, you can put some sausage on there, you can do chicken and sausage and make it like a meat lovers. It is completely up to you, your kitchen, your rules. Your creativity is not limited to what you can do. After we got our chicken on there, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our cheese that we have because I like it real cheesy. After that, it's time to put our pan pan back in the oven so that our bread can continue to cook and that we can get our cheese nice and melted. But before I put it in the oven, I did decide that I was going to be fancy and put a little bit of parsley on top. That part is completely optional. You do not have to do that. I just did it because I thought all the colors just pop well together. And once it was done cooking, this is how it looked. It came out absolutely amazing. Everything smelled delicious. I do recommend that you let it cool off a little bit before you decide to cut it. I did cut mine a little bit too early, so I don't feel like it held together as well, but it most definitely was delicious. And when I tell you, they finished the whole pan in absolutely one night. That's how good it was. So if you are definitely looking for something fun and exciting, try this recipe out.